Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we're going to be organizing Vagrant Song, a bone-chillingly spooky adventure published by Weird Games. Now this is a fully sleeved copy of the game with no lid lift that's designed in order to get you started with the gameplay as soon as possible. All that being said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure that you do. It is the best way to help us grow. Let's get started with organizing Vagrant Song. First off, we'll lift off the lid here, and inside you'll see that we have the game board. So this is just going to be on top of the other components, and then underneath we'll see several bags. In this first bag here, we have all of the event cards, as well as your reference. So you'll draw these at the end of each scenario during that camp phase, and then make sure that you're sleeving them using tarot-sized sleeves. I'll leave a link in the description below for anything that I talk about here. This one in particular, though, do not use the Arcane Tinman. They're a bit small, so I would recommend actually the AEG sleeves or using something from Titan Shield. So those are my recommendations. These are a little bit on the bigger side. On the left side here, we have all of the player components. You're going to put each player's components in their own separate bags, so that way that player can take their miniature, as well as their tokens, their coins, their health marker here, their plastic base, their figure, as well as any skill cards or item cards that they've received. In addition, each character is going to have one of these large character cards that is double-sided, and we've actually had to make our own custom sleeves here because they are a bit awkward. So the way that we're sleeving them is actually by using these Ultra Pro horizontal booklet one-touch resealable bags. They have this nice function where you can cut them to whatever length you need, and then you just trim the side using scissors or a paper cutter. So I really like these. They're great for these oversized cards, and seeing as you're going to be flipping this when you switch from your healthy to unhealthy mode, it's going to be nice to make sure that they're nice and protected. So these are going to go in those player bags. So once again, all the skill cards, their character cards, coins, and their health marker all in one bag here. And you'll do that for all of the players that you're using, and we have it set up for 2 players. In another plastic bag here, you're going to have all of the components you're not using. As I said before, we have this set up for 2 players, so all the other characters are going to be in here with their character cards, their specific tokens, and then you have a lot of different extra of these health markers. They just put a lot of extra in here, so you're going to not need many of them. So you put all those in one plastic bag, and I like organizing them by their player colors, and that way if you do want to switch characters during the game, you just pull out one of those small plastic bags there. In this upper left corner, we have the Bindle. This is going to be the main draw bag for the game. You're going to put all your event markers in there as the game progresses, but during storage, you're just going to put all of these Rummage tokens. These are going to be items that you can find as the characters, or you're going to use them to activate the Haints attacking. So all of those will just go in the Bindle, and you'll cinch it up here. One thing that I did want to mention has to do with the Rummage tokens, the Bindle bag, and the event tokens, and coin capsules. So you're going to be diving into this bag a lot to pick out these tokens, so we've decided to actually upgrade and put these in coin capsules. This is going to make them a bit bigger, and the Bindle is already a little small. It's hard to put your hand in there, so we're actually going to upgrade the Bindle bag as well. I'll leave links in the description below if you want to do the same. That way you know what coin capsule size to use for these tokens, as well as a larger Bindle bag that we're going to use. And lastly, we're actually going to be putting markers on the terrain as well, so that will be increasing that size. So if you decide to use this method may change slightly for you with how you're storing the terrain pieces and putting the coin capsules on there, as well as the size of the Bindle, but otherwise everything else should remain the same. Just wanted to make sure I mentioned that here if you're deciding to upgrade those tokens a little bit more. In this bottom right section, we have an organizer that's going to contain a variety of tokens. This is a Dollar Tree organizer. It's a hardware storage case. It's the small version. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can get a copy. But this is simply you open up the top and everything is set up and ready to go. You have the dice that you'll be using to resolve your skills, any of the terrain pieces, your event tokens that you may put in the Bindle, your state marker for the current mood of your Haint. You've got all of your different tokens based on the character you're fighting, and then your Haint marker, your round marker, your break marker, and then the health marker. So all your variety of tokens in here. It's really nice. You just open up because you'll be using these pretty much every scenario. Up next, we have our container that's full of the different Haints. So these are all of the miniatures. I really like the way they're done. Make sure when you do open these, you take off that protective film. It really makes them pop. But you're just going to have an assortment of characters that you can pick from here. Now, they're just in a plastic bin here because I do like having the ability to just search and find what I need. I'm not having to open up a bag and dig and find anything. I can just simply pull out the character that I need based on the scenario that I'm playing. So I really like the different artwork here. If you don't have a random plastic box here, you can just use a box from another game. So I've just got Capital X here. It does the exact same thing, fits in there nicely. You can organize it as you see fit and as you have space for. So I like this. You're able to shuffle things around. One less bag you got to open. We've got a pencil here in order to track your milestones, as well as a silica gel packet for freshness. We've got the scenario book for all of your different scenarios, as well as a printable milestone sheet that you can use in order to track your progress, so you're not writing in the book. I'll leave a link in the description where you can go ahead and find those. And then underneath that, we have the rule book, as well as the bonus scenario. So this includes some extra skill cards, but I won't reveal it here. And the last thing I want to talk about is one of these makeup organizers. So I actually found the link for this. I'll put it in the description below, but I really like these for storing your mini American-sized cards. You can put them into these different rows here, and that's going to be helpful for organizing. It's kind of like a filing cabinet because you're going to be looking for specific scenario cards as well as specific numbers for skills and items. So I really like the way these work. And for the sleeves that we use the Game-Genic Mini American sleeves. They fit into this organizer really well, and as I mentioned before, it's kind of like a filing cabinet where you're able to easily file and find the things that you need when the scenario calls for them. So let's take a look inside of that makeup organizer. We lift open the top here, and first off, we have all of your items. So these are your tier 1 items. Based on where you are in the scenario, you'll be populating this, and you'll move them from here to here, the items that are available to you. We also have all of the bases for the different Haints as well. These are all going to fit into that nice area, separating the current item stack from the ones that you need to unlock. So all of that section is the items here. In this middle section, we have all the skills that are available to you. They're organized by their number on the back here, so you can simply file and find the one that you need. Super nice. And lastly, we have the rituals. So these are those specific objectives you're trying to complete during each of the sections of the game. And then based on the one you're playing, you've got the name down here at the bottom. These are organized by the actual scenario number, so you can easily find what you're working on. Whenever you finish one, we just shuffle them to the back here, and that way you're not having to file through every single scenario. It's really easy to just pull them out and get going. I really like the way this fits, and it fits super snugly in here. You simply put it on the table, open the lid, and you're ready to go. Extremely useful tool. And that's everything in the box. Let's go ahead and pack it up. So first off, we'll start off with that bonus scenario on the bottom here. We've got our rule book after that, our scenario book under there, and then our makeup organizer with all the cards in the upper right section. We'll put our silica gel packet in the corner, our bindle with all of its tokens inside, our box that contains all the standees, our small organizer that's going to keep all of our tokens, all of our character things we're not using, our character bags that have the components for the current players we're using, our pencil, our tarot-sized event cards and reference card, and lastly, on top of all that, our game board. And that's organizing Vagrant Song. If you have any questions about what you saw here, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you need any of those organizing tools or sleeves that we talked about, please take a look in the description of the video. How do you organize your copy of Vagrant Song? Is this one that you're excited to try? Are you pulled in by the artwork, the theme, or the gameplay? I'd love to hear your opinions, and if you think that upgrading to those coin capsules is worth it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave them down in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching. SideGame Strong.